your culture, your path, okay? Other thing I'm very high on is forming teams with the right people in the right roles. Oftentimes, not everybody's cut out to be the CEO, even if it was your idea and your baby. I'm often counseling startup teams to reassign roles. And not only is that, it's sometimes hard, but if you then can meet somebody immediately and go, wow, that person is a great, I think of myself as a CTO, that person's even better than I am. Well, your job is to create success. So why wouldn't you want to partner with a person that's better at that than you are? And put yourself in a role that's more conducive to what I call your superpower. I talked about timely access, and the key is experience, not advice. We all get a lot of advice. Investors, advisors, people we talk to, friends, family, very few of which are relevant. I think most of the people's heads are nodding when I talk about this. So that's important, is you getting to people who are experienced. So what is FounderNexus? I call it the secret sauce. Number one, I encourage all types of founders, venture scale founders specifically, to participate and join. That means it's not a group for CEOs, right? It's not iInnovate, it's not YPO, it's not EO, it's not all the other CEO groups. This is a group for every type of founder. Also, very critical, you A, have to have experience, and B, if you are an investor, advisor, service provider, you're not even allowed to show up, right? I filter those people out before we even hold an event. So by definition, every single person in the room at a FounderNexus event is an experienced venture scale founder, right? So that takes the level of the conversation immediately right to the top. I then built some software to assign breakout groups. So every event follows the same protocol. We have a featured speaker for about the first 30 minutes, and then we do 3 40-minute breakout sessions. The software assigns you to groups. It's automatic. After 40 minutes, there's some signals, and you get a new assignment, and you get up and you move to a new group. Each subgroup has a different topic, or has a topic, okay? So your group might be assigned to talk about fundraising, or supply chain challenges, or product development challenges, or marketing, or sales, or customers, or that's the topic. And everybody you're now hearing from, you go in and there's a discussion leader assigned who says, who's got a burning topic, right? And so all of us in the founder community, we may not have the same burning topic every few weeks, but we usually have a burning topic most weeks that we'd really like to get some experiential advice on, right? So the goal is to create value for you as participants at every event, right? So that, because even if we talk about fundraising 2 events in a row, you're going to be assigned to groups with different participants. So the first time you might hear from 10 people, and the next time you're going to hear from a different 10 people. And their experience might be the one, that unlock moment for you to say, that's exactly what I need to do, okay? I mentioned experience, not advice. So I counsel everybody at these sessions to come in and say, when you're talking in these group sessions, I want you to start with, in my experience. If you hear somebody say, you should, ... or I would, ... that's not experience. that's advice. And I encourage people to pause and say, nope, just step that into an experiential curve, like help us understand. Discussion leaders are there just to lead the dialogue. They're not expected to present anything, so there's no prep. When discussion leaders just get a text to their phone to start the conversation, and that's basically it. But as I said, it guarantees you're going to get value from every event you apply to, because you're going to be able to make decisions faster. You're going to be able to make better decisions because you're basing it on experience, and you're going to expand your network along the way. So I talk about recruiting and opportunities to add advisory talent or just hear from new voices. We're starting in Seattle. As I mentioned, there's regional chapters going to be everywhere. There's venture and founder density. I offer that for everybody who wants to try it out, kick the tires, you're welcome to come to 2 or 3 events. After 2 or 3 events, I'd ask that you either join or not come after that, because I think you'll have had enough exposure. But the dues for this are priced that if you're building a venture scale startup and it's the difference between success and failure, it's pennies. But it goes farther than that, so I'll talk a little bit more. Yes, you get access to events. Yes, you get access to learning, and the membership directory is probably going to perhaps be one of the most valuable resources, because as we start to add chapters in other regions, not just the local chapter, but all over, I think that's going to be hugely valuable. Opportunities to meet investors and advisors, even though not, I will hold special events for those particular outcomes. And then we get some discounts. But the real value is, you're gonna be there working with your peers. What do I ask in return? Okay, yes, you have to pay dues. That's a bottom line. I also ask that after every event, every participant rates their interactions with every other participant. Why do I do that? And it's simple. It's a thumbs up, thumbs down response. The goal is not to drive people to, it's not a popularity contest, right? It's not who did I like, it's who can add value to this community. Can I learn from this person? A thumbs up means this is a person who has something to offer and I can learn from them. A thumbs down means I don't think I could really learn from this person. And that could be something in the form of they never shut up. They don't talk at all. They are too opinionated. They're too stuck in their ways. They tell me, again, they give advice and direction, not listen to my problem and really help me, okay? That's a thumbs down. And my goal there is more about teaching, because basically every one of you that's a founder, it's very hard for you to get real feedback from your peers or from your board or from your advisory group to tell you when you are not shutting up or when you are just being a jerk. And sometimes it takes some anonymous opportunities to say, I can help circle back and say, hey, guess what? When you're in these sessions, people are giving this feedback. It's all anonymous, so I can't even attribute it to the person who gave it. But the goal is to help founders grow and get better, all of us, and we can all do better. The last piece is creating what I call extra value events. What is an extra value event? An extra value event is tied to what I think of as a recruiting experience. So if you use after dues are baseline, everybody comes in as a member and pays dues, fine. If you either A, use the membership to help find somebody you want to hire, right? So you're building your team and you need you need a CTO or you need a chief revenue officer or somebody to run marketing. They're all there and they've all been profiled and you get to meet them and talk to them and experience them firsthand week over week. That's what I call an extra value event. The second extra value event is you're waiting to start your next venture and you use it like a recruiting pool to help find your co-founders. In either one of those cases, we ask that you contribute a small amount of warrants to a bonus pool for the chapter, okay? The bonus pool for the chapter is unique in the sense that when there is a liquidity event for one of those insertions, 65% of the cash value goes right back to you as members, right? So I'm basically turning the money, any value created in the community, the majority of it goes right back to the membership. The last 35% goes to FounderNexus to help us pay our overhead, but my goal long-term is to actually turn that into an evergreen fund so that the prior winners are starting to fund future opportunities for members. So to really try and create a virtuous cycle for everybody to have community benefit, and so that any one member's success benefits everybody. So I think of this as a missing piece, right? I don't know, I haven't experienced anything like this in my own professional career. I've experienced elements of it, but never anything like it. And the connection between a social, business, and economic collaboration in a founder community, I don't know that has ever really been done at scale. So I think that's a unique opportunity. And then it's about creating value for you, right? How can you learn from your local and global founder network, collaborate? This no fear of idea theft. I think that's important. I think there's a high bar in terms of making sure that people don't do that with one another. And then the other thing is building a portfolio, a financial portfolio of your peer group, right? Again, I don't know that exists anywhere. I'm excited to give it a try. So think of this as like a professional team. This is where it's safe space. I said everyone's going to have at least one failure. In this community, that's a badge of honor. That's a badge of progress. And you got each other's backs. You're working together. You're finding the people you want to work with, you want to help, and you want to learn from, right? That's incredibly important. And as I said earlier, most of you are going to have will not succeed at first. Great if you do, but if you do, then you're hooked. Then you're going to keep coming back, and you're going to end up with a failure somewhere along the lines. So if you are truly participating and collaborating, you're learning from each other, you're going to make fewer mistakes. So back to that success equation, A, B, C, D, all multiplied together. If you're contributing, you're going to meet new people, you're going to expand your network. If you're expanding your network, you're likely to build a better team as a result. If you show up with authenticity and really bring your whole self to the discussion, we can help guide you to the best possible role for yourself in your own organization and build the roles around you in a way that is going to help improve your success. We can help refine ideas to make sure you get to the endpoint faster or with the least amount of problems. And getting timely responses is all about optimizing your resources. You're all working from the perspective of running out of time, running out of money, and never enough people, okay? So this is all about getting to a place where you can improve those odds of success 2 to 3 times at least. I would say it's arguably potentially more. All right, thank you. Yeah, that was the idea, is to do questions. Yeah. Correct. Absolutely. Yep. Venture scale is you were targeting, doesn't mean you achieved, you were targeting a $100 million run rate business, or you actually went out and raised venture capital, okay? So those are two, it's an either or, okay? Doesn't mean you succeeded, doesn't mean you got to $100 million, it just means that's what you were shooting for, even if you have not succeeded in yet. That's venture scale. And what was the other half of the question? You have to have done. You're either running the one you're starting with that in anticipation, or you have one of those already in your back pocket. Meaning you may have succeeded or failed. I don't really care, but that's what I mean by experienced venture scale. You're doing it, or you might be you might have done one before, and you're on the sidelines waiting to do your next one. Great, you're welcome. We'd love to have you. In fact, that's a great community. We're already having people finding each other to help talk about founding the next thing. Other questions? Yeah. Bringing people into the rooms and getting, the engagement is off the charts. Like the feedback I've had from the first several sessions has been along the lines of best, networking / meeting event I've ever attended, full stop, period. Somebody else came back and said, I had no idea I needed this in my life as a founder, and now I can't imagine not having it, right? So they've been to every session from the start. So it's been hitting the fine point that I wanted to hit, which is helping all of you level up for success. Yeah. Okay. If you're venture scale, the answer is yes, because your problem set is the problem set you share with everybody else in this room. If you're aiming at something big and you're going to have to go put yourself on the line to raise a lot of money and take a lot of risk, this is the community for you, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So the way the software has been designed to assign people is it assigns them by experience on the topic. So basically, I can evenly distribute the most experienced people on the topic amongst the groups, and then stack rank the people that have most to least, and then make sure there's a reasonable distribution across the groups. So you're guaranteed at every group to have people with a significant amount of experience in the room, and some people with less experience on that topic in the room. The goal is to get all factors, because I will admit that I've done this now 5 times, and I can sit down with any first-time founder and learn something. Again, my experience is just my experience. Doesn't mean it's the only experience or the only valuable experience. Yes, all right, thanks.